what's up, SEAL Team 6? I am back with a new movie review, and hey, we have a new MCU film, and it's only the 51,000th movie that's come out in the series. But, hey, don't let that alarm you. It's actually pretty good. So, let me talk a little bit about Thunderbolts, asterisks. And I imagine this isn't a spoiler anymore, but they're not the Thunderbolts by the end of the movie. But anyway, this new film came out, and it's been kind of building in the background of the various MCU projects and the films and the TV shows. A lot in the TV shows, actually. And let me just get going with a mostly non-spoiler review. If you don't want to hear anything about the movie, let me just say that I think the movie is really great. A lot of really good performances. Go check it out. But with that said, you can check me out at various locations. I have a Red Knight 8 Kickstarter that's going on right now. The link is in the box below, and you can find me at Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, and all that such. Okay, now let's get back to the actual thing you clicked on. It's the Thunderbolts review. So, this film is the new film directed by Jake Schneider, and it stars Florence Pugh as the new Black Widow, David Arbor as Red Guardian, Wyatt Russell as U.S. Agent John Walker, Sebastian Stan as Bucky, Juliette Louis-Dreyfus as, Val DeFontaine, Valentina DeFontaine, Hannah John Carmen as Ghost, and Louis Pullman as the Sentry, although they call him Bob throughout the film. Okay, now this has been an interesting kind of arrangement that's been happening here. Now, for those of you who've been paying attention to the MCU post-Endgame, Juliette Louis-Dreyfus's character, Val, has been kind of doing some shady shit, putting together what she thinks are agents or maybe even a team in this post-Nick Fury, post-Avengers era that's going on in the MCU. And we've been kind of like vague on what she's been doing, but at the beginning of the film, she is being possibly impeached and removed from office, maybe even in prison for the work she's been doing, because she's been doing, like I said, some sketchy shit. And what's interesting is they've been positioning her as sort of a slight flip side on Nick Fury's character. Now, Nick was also doing some shady stuff, but he mostly sided with the good guys, and Valentina is also doing shady stuff, but is kind of maybe on not so good standing. So maybe she's been kind of villainous in some of her intents. And actually, I will say this. Let me get into the meat of the plot. She is being prosecuted. It's looking bad. She has to hide a lot of evidence, a lot of dangerous stuff now. And she sends several agents, including, the Black Widow, who is going through a crisis of conscience. She is just bored and depressed, and she had thought that maybe after she had settled things with Hawkeye, and maybe kind of like properly able to mourn Natasha, maybe she would kind of be able to move on, and she has not been successful at doing that. So she's kind of in this really kind of dark place, and her dad, the Red Guardian, also is going through kind of a rough patch as well. Like, he's started his own limo business. Hilarious, by the way. David Arbor is amazing in this movie. Also, Sebastian Stan is very interested in seeing what DeFontaine is doing, and he starts kind of investigating it. He is a congressman, but he is like really bored and really not sure how to go about it. Like, this is so out of his wheelhouse. And of course, we bring in other characters. U.S. Agent, of course, is a disgraced Captain America. John Walker seems to be at also the end. All the main characters are going through a horrible bout of depression. And I don't know when. I don't know if this is the end of the phase. I believe the end of the phase. I can't remember if the New Avengers movie starts a new phase or ends this phase. Whatever. But it does look like this film, I think, does kind of encapsulate a lot of what's been happening in the MCU since Endgame, and that's a lot of characters who are kind of like lost and depressed and wondering what to do with themselves. And I feel like sometimes that's been lost on viewers who are expecting. Some fans, I feel like, are expecting some side of, like, I don't know, puzzle mystery plot that's been put together, and all the bad guys have to, come together, and the good guys come together, and I don't think that's what they've been doing, actually. If you pay attention to a lot of these projects, a lot of the characters are just trying to figure out what the hell to do with themselves, and kind of like battling depression, which is an interesting focus on like a gigantic franchise like this one is. And I think this one, does a really wonderful job in like kind of encapsulating that exact storyline. And a lot of these characters are kind of reflective on what's been happening. Like Yelena, for instance, I think there's a lot of focus on her, but they do a nice job spreading that around. And then, of course, we get to the fact that she calls in several agents to go take care of like the last remaining bit of evidence, but it was a trap because, Val is blowing up this evidence, but she also wants to blow them up because their evidence as well, they could turn against her. So she is essentially, Val is essentially the villain in this film. And this is a film without any clear classic type of villains, with a motive that you can really understand, because Val is just trying to survive and is doing whatever she can to survive. And it's an incredible performance. I have been loving Juliette Louis-Dreyfus in this role since she started, and I think this really is a great example of what she's been doing, because first off, she's funny. Number two, she's also a little scary in what she is willing to do to preserve herself. Not so much the country, but herself. And she's very slimy. She's incredibly manipulating, and will just like throw anybody under the bus who she can to keep going. Wonderful performance by her. And of course, like, speaking of wonderful performances, Florence Pugh, David Harbour is very funny. Wyatt Russell, Sebastian Stan. Let's see, Lewis Pullman is really great as well. He's this lost puppy dog, essentially, and he really, as much as anyone else, I think Florence Pugh and I think Pullman's Bob, I think are the heart of this film. And characters that are kind of like trying to like understand the depression, and kind of like they're struggling with it, and they're trying to like figure out how to like move on in some way. And Bob is going in a dark area where Yelena is coming out of it, and it's really wonderful. And I gotta say, not only is the individual acting in this film top notch, but this is a really great cast. The chemistry is really good. And this is a cast that I feel like was kind of put together over time, and all these characters have to fit somewhere and into this film. So it could have very easily have not worked with these actors, and everybody works on this film. Like Russell and Arbor and Pugh and Stan, they just have such a natural chemistry with each other. And of course, it's helped by Stan and Russell already working together on Falcon and Winter Soldier, but it's a nice continuation from there. I do recommend going back, if you haven't seen Falcon and Winter Soldier or the Black Widow film or Hawkeye. I wouldn't mind recommending to go back and check those out. It is one of the things that I think has been a intimidating process on watching MCU films now, is there's been so many, and it almost feels like you have to do homework. But in this case, you you can enjoy this film. I think it stands up pretty well on its own, and it does reward you if you've had seen those projects, and it would reward you if you like this and go back and check those out. I don't know how many people like watch the Black Widow film. I think it did okay, if I remember correctly. But people don't talk about it as much, and I think it's a pretty strong film. It's not the best MCU film, but I think it's really good, really worth your time checking out. And I think it really, oh boy, like it's Yelena's story is really fascinating to watch as you see this character kind of just trying to figure herself out in ways that Natasha, we were told, and that's kind of was her backstory, and with Yelena, that's kind of front and center, so you get to see that. Really did enjoy this film. I very happy. I liked Brand New World a lot. Brave New World, excuse me. Captain America: Brave New World a lot. This was excellent, and Fantastic Four and Superman look amazing. So not a bad year. As far as superhero fatigue, I ain't having it. So let's say let's do a rating here. I'm gonna give this. I do feel comfortable giving this a light 5 Ram chips. I think it's really good, and I had a lot of fun with this film. It's a little more serious in tone than you might think. Centauri is wonderfully scary, as well as Valentina is really scary as well. So go check this film out. It's really good. Not right now. I'm doing some projects at the moment. I'm doing the Red Knight 8 Kickstarter. Check it out, the link below. We still got a few, we got like I think 2 more weeks on the Kickstarter. It's for issue 8, and it's available in print and digital. You can check out the link below for it. Also, you can find me at Facebook, Instagram, Patreon, as well as Blue Sky. You can support this channel and Manos Publishing, just $1 a month over at Patreon. All right, I think that's it for now, so push the button, Lindsay.